Hi, it's Ed with Free Circle. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. I want to talk about staying focused. In our life, there's a lot of distractions out there, a lot of naysayers, a lot of negativity. Stay away from it all. If you have to, be alone. But it's better to stay positive than be with negative. Stay positive. Stay focused on what you want in life, where you're going. Distractions are everywhere, and it is hard to avoid them. So, there's a few things we can do to stay focused, but the best one is remember what you truly want. Where do you want to be? That usually helps you stay focused. Staying focused in this world is pretty difficult because there is a lot of distractions. There's a lot of these joyful distractions. Nightclubs, bars, video games, music, just people. Environment it can be a distraction. So you've got to learn to filter distractions out of your life. Be happy. That's a hard one sometimes because of all of the distractions in our world. It's hard to focus. You really have to focus in this world. Stay focused. Sometimes you gotta zoom in with your focus to those little things that matter. Those little things can alter your life in the biggest ways. Just a simple word can change lives. We have to remember that when we spew words. I didn't really understand the power of words, but words are very powerful. So we have to stay focused on everything we do, even when we talk. Staying focused in life, it's important to do. Distractions, boy, they're everywhere, and they are loud. You know, when you're invited to parties and you've got something you should be doing, you've got to choose right. What do you truly want? Stay focused on that. Parties are fun. I love parties. But if I've got a situation and I've got to control that situation, excuse me, I've got to take control of that. I've got to choose what's right. I've got to stay focused. Do I need to be at a party, or do I need to maintain what's vital, what's important? I've spent many times alone, away from the party, to make sure things get taken care of. When you're a manager or somebody in charge, you've got to stay focused. These distractions in the world, they can be very harming to you. And if you're not focused in what you really need, what you want in your life, you can lose everything really quick if you're not focused. So staying focused. I want to really, really make people understand going into 2019. Focus in. Zoom in a little bit, because when we're zoomed out and we're looking at everything, it can be pretty distracting. So if we humble ourselves, we look at others, we don't always know everything. A lot of people have a hard time with that. Stay focused. What's important? It's okay not to know something. Just a moment, please. Rosie. All right. That's the beauty of live show, isn't it? All right. So let's get Rosie out of the room because she wants to be a nimble. Sorry about that, folks. Staying focused. When we have distractions like little Rosie there, staying focused on what you're doing is pretty important at times. So get over the distraction really quick and focus back in on what you're doing. Get it done. Life is full of them. And to get mad about things over situations, that's not really staying focused on the situation. That's letting the situation get to you. It's hard to learn that at times. So staying focused is very important in everybody's life, no matter who, where, or what you are doing. Staying focused is basically being aware, having that common sense, the ability to understand, retain. You got to stay focused. People that are unhappy with their lives really like to distract people that want to be focused. I can really understand that a lot because when you come from broken backgrounds and where everybody is struggling to just get something, you find a lot of different types and you see how people manipulate others to get what they want. That's disturbing, but we all have it around us, and we have to focus in and identify that. If you're being manipulated or you're being used, is that going to make you feel good about yourself? Probably not. So clear that distraction out of your life. When you're young and you're at your mother's and father's house, it's especially hard. You know, you hit that 13 to 18, those years. There's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of misunderstanding. But believe me, you've got to stay focused. Young minds and young hearts, they're wild. So learning to focus early, it's a benefit. And I admire these young men and women that they hunker down early. They know what they want and they focus. I wish I was like that when I was younger, because I would be a totally different person now. Not that I'm not happy of who or what I am now, because I am. I'm very happy that I went through everything that I had to go through, because it taught me how to love and respect others. I'm not good at it all the time. I do have my faults. I forget to be kind at times. That's our human nature. But you know, the more that I practice that art of kindness, I see myself regretting those hateful acts. Even though I don't realize it's hateful when I'm doing it, I look back even seconds later and go, dope, Homer. You know, I really try to focus now. I don't want to hurt people just because I don't understand or disagree with people. I don't have to spew hateful comments, or I don't even have to think about their world, really. I just have to think, they might be going through something and they might need a friend. That's what I'm trying to learn in my life. Stop judging and stop, because during my generation, my upbringing, there wasn't this spotlight on words as much. We used to say smear the queer and all of these hateful things. And it's instilled in a lot of my generation. And we don't realize it, and it still comes out. I don't hate anybody, but the mind takes over on these old habits. Focus. Understand what you're saying. Nobody's queer in this world. They're different. They're unique. They're special. And they live in the world too. And we need to identify that. We don't have to agree. If you don't want to hang out, don't hang out. But don't disrespect their way. Don't disrespect other people because you don't disagree. Or you don't agree, excuse me. I've found myself focusing on those types of things in my life because I've caught myself recently bringing those old thought patterns up that were really taught throughout my life, that it's okay just to throw those remarks around. And I know how hard that hits. I know how it hurts to get comments like that. So controlling and focusing. Stay focused on what you're doing at all times. You know, we just never know who we can hurt by a single comment. Excuse me. So staying focused on people. I love people. I don't care if they're different. You know, I'm putting away all of that old stuff, and I'm finding the reality of the world is people are different, and that's beautiful. You know, my aunt, she ran a little bar named Pogo's in North Bend, Oregon, back in the 80s. And she used to have, what were they called? They dress up like women. And they would come in and I forget what the heck they call them. Gosh darn it. But they're not necessarily doing this to disrupt society. It's something that they find interesting. So I remember all of those people. You know, I went down and I helped wash dishes and I waited for them. That, you know, before it was legal for me to work, I was doing that stuff. Excuse me. My aunt, she opened us up to these things, and it was hard to understand. You know, they would pick names like cinnamon and caramel and then dress extravagant, kind of like Liberace. And for many, many years, I looked at that and I thought, that's not right. You know, women are not like that. You know, women are not that flamboyant. And I didn't understand the culture within that. And if people want to do that, well, that's their form of entertainment. Leave them alone. As long as they're not hurting you, what is the problem, really? It's not for me to judge what or who somebody else is. Because regardless, with my belief system, God made that beautiful creature. Just because I don't understand the creature, you have to really focus in what you are doing. There's a lot of hatred in the world. And if we're unwilling to look at ourselves and identify, why did we do that? I'll spend weeks and months just, why did you do that? And really study, where did it come from? Why? A lot of people don't take time to do that in their lives. And when you don't, you'll never change anything. You'll always be the same way. And if you see that you're doing those things and you know that that wouldn't feel good if it was coming to you, learn to change it. Learn to change who you are. Because what I find is we try to insult others so they'll change who they are. Shame on us. That's wrong. Really study what we are doing. Focus in on human nature. Understand nobody's perfect, especially me. Especially me. I'm far from perfect. So, yeah, I often find myself hurting because I hurt others now. And knowing after I did it, oh my, it's like sticking a sword through your heart and twisting it a little bit. When you start identifying love instead of hatred, and it makes your outlook on life a lot different. And then you start catching and identifying these little things that you've been programmed to do throughout your life. And everybody around you found that acceptable. And in reality, it's not acceptable. Only you can identify that. And if we can all do that together, I'll tell you, the unity in the world would be so much better. I don't care if you're different from me. What I care is, are you hurting other people? Or are you helping other people? That's what matters. That's what we should focus on. Let's not hurt people. Let's help people. All right, until tomorrow, I'm Ed. We're in Free Circle. Enjoy the day. Out.